Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we'll just jump straight in because we have about 45 minutes for this. So maybe I'll just hand the mic back to you to just tell us a little bit about your the problems you want to walk us through. But in addition to that, just helping um people who know how to code or people who are learning how to code. What would be your advice in improving their thought patterns, improving their problem skills, their critical thinking when it comes to algorithms, right? What is actually the best approach in addressing or reaching out to algorithms or practicing algorithms and different things like that? Why is it important? And maybe if there is you have an experience or two about how um, solving algorithms has helped you, or how developing the ability to solve algorithms has helped you, or maybe an interview or two that you have had that has given you a different perspective about algorithms. You can also share that as we jump into the problems you'll be taking us through. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gar. So, one thing about coding or writing code, it's basically about solving problems, and algorithms, like we know, is basically step by step, approach towards solving a problem. And one thing I've noticed among new devs or upcoming developers is when you talk about algorithm, they're scared. They're scared because people tend to jump into, finding the solution without understanding the problem. And that's the issue with algorithms. You need to understand what the problem is before delving into solutions. So once when you give people algorithm, those early days when we started out, so if I'm to do an interview now and maybe I'm giving an algorithm, the first thing that will come to my mind is the solution. Let me start typing, let me start typing, let me start typing. And believe you me, you will fail. The first thing that needs to come to your mind is, what is the problem that you want to solve? You need to understand the problem. So by understanding the problem first, then you now need to understand the best approach to, tackling this problem. What is the best way to do this? What is the best way to solve this particular problem to arrive at a feasible solution? So, but there's something I'm seeing these days. Is something that is everywhere today. AI, and we believe that artificial intelligence can do a lot of things for us. It can help us solve a lot of algorithm. But I see that as a little bit pitfall, because if you don't understand, the basics, I don't think AI can be able to help you in solving algorithms. Yeah, today I use AI in debugging and it's fine, it's good. But I used to make this argument with friends. So, like a typical example is calculator. All of us can use calculator. We know what calculator is to solve basic problems, mathematical problems. But if I give you a calculator built with Chinese language, I bet you can't even use it because you don't understand the language. If I give you the calculator, you don't even know where to press 1, where to press 2, where to press 3 for you to be able to arrive at the solution. So same goes with AI. If you don't understand the language, you can't even use AI to solve anything. So I enjoin all of us on this call, as we are starting out, AI is good, but don't just focus on your mind. With this, I can give ChatGPT this, problem, and the solution will come out. You need to understand the basics. You need to understand what the problem is. You need to understand the best, approach to tackle the problem and to arrive at the best solution. So, God, that's just for me for now. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's great that you brought up the conversation around AI. One of the things that algorithm does, right, is that it elevates your problem solving skills. One of the things that
Exactly.
for me personally, when I started writing algorithms, I would wonder why I never got. It took me many weeks before I could get my first algorithm right. And I now realized that there are some algorithms that when I solve, after a few weeks, if I go back to solve that algorithm, I will notice that I'm solving the algorithm in a different way, maybe a
Yeah,
more
yeah,
efficient way. Or maybe so it's not just about at the first instance, you are just trying to solve this algorithm. Let's just solve it. Let it your test cases just run. Right. So for those of you listening, test cases are basically ways that we test our algorithm to make sure that what we wrote was correct. If you used yesterday, you saw examples using HackerRank. There are other platforms like Code Wars and Lead Code. There are many other platforms that are coming up like that, but those test cases just help you to run your program and make sure that what you wrote was correct. And so I had a lot of issues trying to get my test cases to pass. Um, so anyhow, let it just pass. That's all I wanted. But after a couple of weeks, I started noticing that I was not just only interested in my test cases passing. I was also interested in, time complexity. I was also interested in space complexity. How many times do I need to run this for loop? How many times do I need to run this while loop? And as I continued doing that, it gave me a better perspective on to um, how to solve problems and how to think. And I would want to encourage everyone out there. And I think if you're on this call right now, you are opportune to listen to this and to get firsthand information, right? I just want to encourage you that AI is a tool that helps, but it should not be a tool that replaces. All right, let me say that again. AI is a tool that helps, but it should not be used as a tool that replaces. So your AI should not, you should not just be happy that, oh, AI helps you to generate the solution or AI helps you to solve the problem, right? You should still be able to evolve your thinking patterns, evolve your mental calculations, right? And that is what makes you become better as a programmer, a developer, or a software engineer. All right. So thank you very much, sir, for sharing. I will leave you to just jump straight into. I can see .NET Fido, and I'm excited to learn a lot tonight. So over to you, sir. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gar, for adding that. I think I missed that when I was even trying to, throw more light on algorithm. I think, like you said, it makes you better. The more you solve algorithm, for me, coming from the field of mathematics, I read statistics in school. So you can't be a good mathematician if you fail to solve mathematics every day. So I used to tell people that you don't read math, you practice math. You practice math. You don't just go and say, I want to read my mathematics course today. No, you practice it every day to become better. Same goes with algorithms. Same goes with learning anything that has to do with coding. You need to do it yourself. You need to make that mistakes because people are scared to make mistakes. But believe you me, you need to make that mistakes. Like you said, after solving an algorithm the first time, you go over it again. You'll be, wow, I can do it this way. This way is better. It's space and time complexity. So you need to, keep doing it, keep making that mistakes. And, before you know it, you are better. Thank you, Mr. Guy.